All right, we're here with director of Name and Dynamite Davenport, Mr. Errol Sack. Errol, what a project this has been. Over 2 years. What an undertaking this has been.
Yes, it's definitely have had its difficulties. Where, of course, we got shut down because of COVID. We weren't able to rent cameras. So for a period of time, I was like, oh my God. Rule number one, don't take 2 years to make a movie. I mean, flat out. And the crazy world of just being a human. And the saddest thing of all, people die. And we actually had one of our members on the movie. He died, Mark Krennick, and motorcycle accident. And it's like, wow, here we are making a 2-year movie because of a COVID problem. So things that are going through a director's mind is, I hope my leads can live through the movie. I mean, there's some weird, interesting thoughts here. It's like, oh my God, what do we do? This is scary. Mark was a dear friend, and he's been in a lot of my films, and he was in over 100 movies within 4 years. Ford versus Ferrari. He was a pit crew on Shelby's car. I mean, this guy made his rounds, and he was always there for us. Having that said, we had that, and we had to stay consistent. Consistent with haircuts, facial hair. I mean, 2 years, there's this whole other impact of things that you have to deal with. People, their hair turns more gray, they get more wrinkly. I mean, it's just the way life is. Fortunately, we did get this film done. And wow, very happy with it. A lot of work put into it. I feel like, in a way, leadership. I work hard, everyone else sees how hard I'm working, and I noticed that everyone worked harder than I've ever seen anyone work. It's like, he's working hard, let's all work hard. And they all brought the characters, like, absolutely beyond. There was interesting turns, and that characters were thought to be different people, but they all fell into place. Pearl, we're like, who do we find for Pearl? I mean, this girl has got to be special. I mean, this person, and I talked to my manager, and she goes, I know just the girl for you. So it has to be all natural. This is 1865. That means there's no plastic surgery. It's nothing, I don't care. Plastic surgery or not. This is 1865. It's going to look really weird if someone has injected lips or a too perfect nose. So I got handed Pearl, the Pearl, Natalie Byrne. I saw her acting reel. She did not sound from Ukraine at all. So I had no idea she was from Ukraine. She brought in, on her reel, she had all kinds of different accents. I don't know what the fuck she was. I mean, flat out. I'm like, but the way I could see the emotions with her and the way she pitched her lines, I'm like, fuck that girl. Working with Robert De Niro, I mean, I saw her acting, and I'm like, oh my God, really? My manager just sent me gold. And I'm like, this girl reminds me of one of my favorite actresses as a woman, Juliette Lewis. Fantastic. I mean, Pearl is like the new Julia Lewis as far as I'm concerned. Then, enough about her. Let's move to No Name. This guy, I've had him on 2 of my films, and great positive energy, happy to be there, great go-lucky guy, and I always gave him little parts, and you never know what little part you're going to get that might show me that I believe in you and something else. And I said, hey, this movie, just read this page here, small character, no name, no big deal. Show me what you got. And he sent it back. I showed our producers, And they're like, oh my God, that should have been a movie right there. He made this, he smoked up his fucking house to get the interview done. Then the fire department came and said, what? They thought there was a fire in this big, I guess he lives in downtown Los Angeles on one of these big skyscrapers or Santa Monica or some shit like that. But the helicopter comes, and they're like, what's going on? He goes, doing an audition for a movie. And I remember him telling me this. He goes, the chief looked at me, he goes, you better get it. Because this bill's going to cost you a lot of money. So moving on, he was awesome. He knocked it out of the park. So then there's the other guy, Dynamite Davenport. I don't know who we're going to pick for this guy. And then Rich Ting. He came around. Our producer, Clint Lilly, said, I have the guy for you. But you got to be open-minded because this is going to change the whole movie. I'm like, okay. Sends me Rich Ting's there. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? He's the tallest fucking Asian I've ever seen. Yeah, they don't make him that tall. This guy, then I saw his acting. I'm like, holy fucking shit. This guy's a goddamn Bruce Lee. I was like, man, the fight scenes, the realism, the expressions, phenomenal. This guy had so many in his reel. I'm like, man, shit, do you even think we can get him? He's like, he's good. Oh yeah, we'll get him. So what does he do? First day on set, this long ass limousine pulls up. No shit. Gets out, opens the door. Somebody, I don't know who the hell, starts throwing rose petals to his trailer. Rich Ting gets out, walks on the road with music. After he comes out, they got a boombox. They're coming out of the limo with him. It was like, are you serious? It's like, what the hell? So Rich Ting gets in there. Rose petals are all gone. Limo leaves. What the hell was that? Okay, whatever. Producers, I guess you know about that, right? So that was very interesting. So I walked over. I said, hey, Mr. Ting, how you doing? He goes, I'm good. I am awesome. I'm ready to be dynamite. Let's do this. Totally not the guy that walked on flowers. I'm like, really? This guy is so real, still down to earth. It's like, let's rock this out. He comes out there, we do our scenes, and I'm like, wow, awesome. What's your next question?
Holy shit, man. I got lost in that. That was good. That was really wonderful. You should be proud of us.
I'm not supposed to laugh at myself.
Oh my
Let's
God.
talk about John Wilkes Booth.
Let's do
This
it. You
little
tell
son
us.
of a bitch. So I'm online looking, John Wilkes Booth, got a lovely pages and pictures of him. Looking at this picture going, my God. So he's about 5'8". He has some hair, he has this darker mustache. This is a little lighter. So I'm working on this movie, Pandementia, correct?
Pandementia.
Yeah, Pandementia. Fantastic movie about the,
Who knows?
well, the shits that's going on, but we don't have to get into that. So, I'm looking at this guy going, holy shit. He can act, he can act. He's got the mustache, he got the eyebrows, he got the fucking hair, what the hell? Fuck that shit. I want someone bigger. So, I go home, I mean, literally a month goes by, and I'm like, you know, I get anyone bigger, they're gonna screw this role up. That's the kid. Chuck, the guy that happens to be the composer, which we'll talk about in a minute. What do you think about your son? I have to know some answers. Is he an asshole? Will he actually show up every day? Does he like drugs? Is he a crackhead? I want to know what the hell, because this kid, there's something wrong with him, but he's good. He's got the mustache, he's got the look, he looks like, however, he is too tall, but I don't give a shit. In this movie, he's going to be tall. He's going to die a different way, so it doesn't matter. And I said, I saw something in him. This kid can act. When he walked into the wardrobe with his goofy ass clothes that he was wearing, everyone's like, oh fuck, Errol, what the hell did you do? That's John Wilkes Booth? Are you fucking kidding me? Producers are like, I think you fucked up. Cue the horse. Now, when he came out dressed, producers backed up a foot and said, holy shit, that's John Wilkes Booth. That was awesome. What, it was like, I know, you guys obviously can't think of them in a suit, but man, he looked like John Wilkes Booth. And he did a phenomenal job of John Wilkes Booth. We did talk absolutely about how his character should be. Who do we want John Wilkes Booth to be? Very big question. Well, guess what? He had the balls to kill the President of the United States. So what does that mean? He's a sociopath. He's an actor. Okay, well, he's definitely has some other issues because he's that good. To kill someone, he's a really good actor. I mean, this guy's mentally ill. He loves it. He doesn't care about death. And on first day of shooting, John Wilkes Booth comes in the door, and off he goes, being, the direction wasn't even an issue. There was none. It's like he knew his stuff. He's like, I'm nailing this character, and he brought it. He did. He brought it all the way to the end, where we eventually hated the son of a bitch, because we liked him for a while. But yeah. So move on. Go ahead. What's the next question?
How about how did you come to find the Hoodoo Brown character?
Hoodoo Brown was actually going to play. He was going to play a different role named Deuce, and we had a problem with an actor that never showed up for wardrobe. Couldn't get a hold of anybody, and we were filming in a couple days. We needed to hire someone new. And we saw Hoodoo Brown, James Chalke, going, oh my God, you know what, that guy would be perfect as Hoodoo Brown. That's how that happened. So we got a different Deuce, and that came out great. It was almost like we casted this perfect bunch, but you know what the universe said is, hey, you got to rearrange just a little bit. You're almost there, but I'm going to help you. Let's move this over here. Let's move this over here. And it worked. I mean, we had a lot of gifts. I mean, there was a scene where it's supposed to be raining. We're talking CGI, but we wet the ground. And for 10 minutes, it started raining on No Name and Dynamite, right before they go into the church. Roll cameras, it's raining. Film the shot. We said cut, the rain stopped. And it was sunny. Then we walked in and did it. So it was interesting, very interesting of the things that worked on our favor. Like we had some more things pushing us along in the filming process. Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like you guys were able to make, you know, what looked like a giant budget on literally no budget. You know, that was, you had to pull a lot of the strings, and they had to call in a lot of favors, it looks like, to really pull that off, you know? I mean,
yeah. We also definitely didn't have all those people that are standing behind the camera saying, what do those people do? Because they're not doing anything right now. And I'm not sure what they're doing there, but they're all looking at what's going on. And maybe they did something before we started shooting, but it's ridiculous to have too many people. I think it slows the process down. It causes more people to bring in maybe bad energy to the set, which you need less of. So it's more of like you start with a small group that you like, and you slowly grow it to that big point. In these big budget movies, they start big right out of the bat, so there's at least 40% of them that just they don't want to be there. And which changes the energy and makes everyone upset. No one wants to be there. So it's good to just be there and enjoy doing what we're doing. We're here making a movie. Now, seriously, yeah, we're all getting paid for this. This is amazing that we're getting paid for this. But don't take that for granted, because we could be at a store or a grocery store just checking out someone and not creating anything, getting paid for what we love to do.
You're coming off an action drama with Die for a Dollar.
Yes.
And once that wrapped, what made you want to do a spaghetti western? You know, because obviously wardrobe, bodies, people, sets, this, that, that's a big uphill climb. Westerns aren't easy.
No.
And what made you want to write a western and be involved in a western and take, 2 years to do it?
Well, when I was younger, I was raised around spaghetti westerns. Ennio Morricone's composing of Sergio Leone, his Good, the Bad, the Ugly, The Fistful of Dollars, all these movies. And they're so real. They have characters. Everyone is their own character. Everyone looks different. They're not stereotyped. The main thing was, I grew up in that, never thinking I was going to be able to film that because of the location, the horses, the wardrobe. And one of the things that I've been told through my years of filming is, you just filmed like Die for a Dollar. You filmed a modern day spaghetti western. It's real. Your other movie, that Kill 'Em All, that stuff, all these other shows you do. It's like you're a spaghetti western. You love spaghetti westerns, don't you? I go, yeah. He goes, that's how you're shooting these things. I said, really? Because it's real. That's all I can think of. So I'm like, well, maybe it's time to make a spaghetti western. And let's see what those people are saying is actually true. And in all sense, you look at Die for a Dollar, it is a modern day western. Never looked at that. Didn't realize that, but that's all my projection was of the film business, is these old black and white movies. And Treasure of Sierra Madre, watched it over 80 times in a year. Loved it. Had no idea what it meant until I grew up and go, oh, that's what this movie means. But I saw realism in my filmmaking. And that's how I see to make a story is realism. Dark humor. Comedy, not really, but more of facts that we may take for granted that do come off funny.
Let's cut to the chase, shall we? Why are two gentlemen like you in my establishment?
They were two down and dirty bounty hunters looking to take down the bad guys.
They want to kill me! Help me!
Until the bad guys found them.
Who's chasing you?
Yes, them, but who the hell's them?
If you shoot to kill. Action. Suspense. And romance.
I'm doing a little undercover bounty work, Dynamite.
Chris Northup. Rich Ting. And Natalie Byrne in No Name and Dynamite Davenport.